Hello, welcome. Just getting the pot for today's video. So, what are we doing today? This one, because it is getting ridiculously big already. This is my cherry tomato, Sun Gold. This is a cordon type. Don't know what that means. Anybody know what that means? So apparently this is an extra sweet, upright growing cherry tomato producing many heavy, laden trusses of rich yellow and orange, highly tasty fruit from early summer to late autumn. Can be grown inside or out. So it says that I need to water it frequently and give it moral support. There. You're doing great. The one thing that I did notice the other day in the greenhouse, you can probably see it already, is the little spots. Now I am literally guessing on this one. I think it might be the fact that the moisture in the actual greenhouse, the condensation where it's got so humidified inside of the greenhouse, what it's done is it's created droplets of water on the top of the actual greenhouse and it's dripped down onto the leaves and then it's burnt in the sun. That's all I can think of why it's done this. So I don't think it's dying and I don't think it's diseased. But I'm not a gardener. But we are learning though, aren't we? Which is what it's all about. So I've gone for this container here, which is a 30cm pot. I've gone for a square one just because it's come from a square one. I don't know if it actually matters. Any proper gardeners, like, who do this, as a job, could someone let me know the difference between why something is planted in, say, a round pot as opposed to a square pot, and what does that do to the plants? Like, difference in growth, maybe? Does it help with drainage of some sort? I'm not sure. Anyone knowledgeable, let me know. So I've noticed that the roots have started to grow out of the bottom of this pot, so I'm quite keen to get this one into a bigger one. So let's pot this on, and hopefully it can grow and blossom and give a good, decent crop, a nice yield. So here we have it. What I'll do is I'll just chuck some compost in so we have something to plant it into. So just making a gap for where it would go once I've taken it out of the pot, and then we can basically fill up around that area. Let's take it out of the pot. Oh wow, look at the roots on this. That is incredible, and actually it's unleashed the smell of tomatoes. And it sits nice and neatly in there, which is great. Now what we'll do is just fill around it. There we are, make sure it's nice and secure. Breaking up any lumps that are around it. Amazing. And there we have it. The tomato is now in its bigger pot. Assume it doesn't need too much space, because looking at the proper tomatoes that Amy did the other day, they seem to be growing fine in a very shallow bag of compost. So my idea of putting it in a 30cm pot should be absolutely fine, I hope. So we don't need to put a date on this one, because obviously it was growing already before I got it. But what we will need to do is just make sure that we look after it, and hopefully it doesn't dry out, because as soon as it dries out, I've heard that if it's on and off with its moisture within the compost, it can really mess with it, and it can cause the bottoms of the tomatoes to rot, which is not good, because we had that last time with the big tomatoes last year. And it was a bit of a disaster. So hopefully we can keep on top of this one and we don't get those problems again. So I guess we need to give it a little watering. So now we're just going to water around the edges. I'm going to try and avoid getting the... oh, I've got some leaves. That's gone against what I wanted to do. But it is very well watered now. Such a beautiful evening. Well, there we are. That's the tomato now potted on, which is a bit of a relief now, so I can tick that one off the list. Next, we've got to deal with the leek, which apparently you don't do directly into compost. I think you do it into water. because it doesn't get on well with new compost, something like that. I've read that somewhere. See, I've already got it sat in its own tray of water. It did have more yellow bits on it the other day, but since I've put it in the water it's gone back to green, which is good. Almost like a little traffic light system. Is that normal? Not a clue. And actually, as you're here, I'll just show you a couple of updates. So the corn is doing well, and we've also got the strawberries here, which again are doing well. This one here today has gone a little bit red, so we might be able to get a crop off of this one. We've got a little bell pepper that we need to sort out at some point. Oh, and this isn't me, this is Amy's doing, so you won't see that. However, there is so much more coming to the channel soon, so make sure you stay tuned for all the updates coming. Hopefully see you in the next episode, which should be the leek. I'm slowly putting that off because I'm a bit worried of what to do with it. I'm going to have to read up on what I'm going to have to do from this point forward. I don't understand the whole you have to put it in water and not compost thing. That's quite concerning. So thanks for watching. Hopefully see you in the next episode, which will be the leek. See you soon. Cheers.